Okay, everybody, we're back. Are we ready, Holly?
Not really.
So we're going to talk about spinning. This is my beat up copy of Spin Off magazine. I got it because I don't get every one. I just look at them at the bookstore and pick the ones I like. But this is all about ponies. I do. I mean, because not everyone has something I want to read about. So this one's about ponies and using the blending board, which I have one. And it has some other interesting things in here. I'm learning how to weave because the yarn shop I work at teaches weaving classes, and I have a little tapestry loom, and I've done a bit of weaving already. I've made one thing, which I'll have to show the next time that we record. It's a project for my mother. She already knows I made it, but I never showed it. I never sent it to her yet. I've tied all the ends, and I haven't washed it. But one of the things I wanted to look at in here in the spin-off is that it talks about, spinning to do embroidery, which is something that I've wanted to do ever since I learned to spin. And at one time I did spin a little bit of embroidery yarn, 2-ply yarn, for my cousins to use, but I haven't done any since then. And then there's a weaving project in here as well, where you can spin just 125 yards of yarn in 2 different colors and weave a little bag and then spin some embroidery yarn and embroider on the bag. And so that's something that I want to do as well. So earlier in the session I showed you the red and the orange and the blue, and these are ugly little ponies, but so this is kind of what I'm going to do. Yeah, well, it was quick. I'm not using my hand cards, I'm using Holly's, and hers are a little more fine than mine. So this is kind of what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to spin from the orange to the blue all the way. I've already started it on my drop spindle instead of my wheel this time. And I'm going to 2-ply it. And I decided I'm just going to 2-ply it and maybe knit a shawl or something with it. So I'm looking over my glasses, but I'm kind of blind without these things. I can't read without them. So, and then the yarn I was talking about earlier, where I took 2 of those little pufferinos, and one was green and one was orange. This is the yarn that I made. So you can see that.
It's beautiful. It's
just a chunky 2-ply. I didn't count the yardage yet. I used my little 1-yard nitty knotty. But I'm going to remeasure it because it, puffed up when it was, I set the twist on it.
I tried to steal it last week, but she would not let me. So I think
the skein, yeah.
I think if we could get her to say on air that it's mine,
it's
then
not
maybe
hers, it's mine.
Yeah,
it's not hers, it's mine.
I tried.
Yeah. Yep. I'm already worried that the one I left at work is going to be stolen because people wanted it, and I said no, it's mine.
I do have a birthday coming up, so
yeah, I'll think about it.
FYI,
I'll think about it. So that's what I'm spinning right now. I'm just like I said, I do taxes January through April, so I've hardly been doing anything lately. So I'm just kind of playing around with my fiber right now.
Getting back into it for the summer.
Yeah, I mean, I do have this. I forgot because I've been using my other drop spindle. This color, depending on the light, it looks different in everywhere I have it. One day it'll look green, one day it'll look brown. So I have some of this roving. I split it into 2 ounces. I split the 4 ounces into 2 2-ounce sections. And I carded this on my blending board with some other fibers and some silk oil and stuff. And so that's what I'm spinning. It's kind of a brownish gold color.
It's really pretty, I think.
Yeah, it is. And this is more fiber that the lady at work dyed as well. I was just playing with it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make like an arty yarn with this. I don't know exactly. I have an idea to apply it with some sequin thread or something in a gold color. So we'll see. That's about all I have for spinning right now.
Oh, okay.
So go ahead and show what you've got.
Well, during the break, I made coffee, which was lovely, because we needed some coffee. Yeah. So we always drink coffee when we're together. This is my epic Doctor Who cup. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a rabid Doctor Who fan, so yes, very excited about that. And then I lent Debbie my lovely sheepy cup that a friend got me from Ireland. But also in the break, besides coffee, which was the most important thing, I started spinning the Rolags I was showing you originally, and these are the Rolags that came from Spindles and Stitches, and they're really nice. And they draft really well, and they're very smooth, and the Brio Chevron blanket takes DK weight or a worsted weight. So my default yarn is worsted weight. So I'm going to be doing worsted weight, I think, for all of it. But I think if some of it ends up being DK, it's going to work out anyway. But I'm shooting for worsted with all of them. So that's what I was spinning in the last 10 minutes. And it's really pretty.
Quite a bit that you've
I like
done.
it.
Yeah,
Well,
you just didn't have some of that on there already?
There was something underneath.
Okay.
So it was the only free spindle
You're
I
quite
had.
productive for 10
You
minutes,
know,
Holly.
one roll ag, 10 minutes, there we go. So it's a miracle roll ag.
So, yeah. What else you got in your little box?
In my box. So Debbie said it was okay to talk about all my random
You
stuff
can.
because I brought all this stuff to show, and
Well, that's what we're here for, right?
it's true. But this, I have a lot of roll ags that, not roll ags, punies.
Love those.
Punies. I'll just put it up nice and close so you
Absolutely
can
love 'em.
see in varying colors. And you want one? You can have one.
I want them.
You said you want one.
Thank you, Holly.
So, these ones are mostly merino, and then there's Angelina and Sari Silk, and I really don't know what else, because when they're for myself, I don't keep as good track as what's in them. I just think something's beautiful, so I make it. If they're for my store online on my Etsy shop, then I'm more precise and, you know, I keep track of everything that's in it. But I also have these ones, and these are from a friend of ours, up kind of over near East Jordan, but she has a sheep farm, and they're merino, Cordale, and Dorset.
Nice.
And then it also has Sari Silk and Angelina and Angora. Yes, there's kind of a theme with my punies, but I thought I would, you know, run them all
I like
together.
those.
So this is the whole box of them. There's a lot here. I think probably about maybe 6 or 7 ounces.
Nice.
But the merino Cordale Angora, which is what these ones are, I have to spin that really thin because her sheep, I don't know if it's the Dorset or what it is in the sheep, but it's a very springy yarn, so you spin it really, really thin and apply it, and then it just proves huge. So if I spin this like I normally do, it would end up being bulky weight. So I have to spin it so thin. So that's what those are. And then these I carded last night, and these are Angora, Llama, and Polworth. And then to tie it in with the rest for the Brio Chevron blanket, I put in Sparkle and Sari Silk as well. So I have a lot more to do with these, and it's the blanket. It takes kind of a solid color on the back, and then, well, the underneath of the stitch, and then more of a variegated on top. So that's going to be one of my back muted colors for the back of it. So that's what I have down there of that. And I also forgot to show, this is the Fiber Addiction M that I was showing you before.
Yes. Fiber Addiction.
But this is what it looks like in the braid, and it's really pretty. And anytime I know she's at a fiber festival, I have to get her stuff.
I love her stuff.
It's just bright, fun
Yeah.
colors, and
She's
I
having
love
a
it.
trunk show right now at Michigan Fiber Studio too.
Oh, is she still?
Mm-hmm.
I
As
thought
far
it
as I
was-
know, they're
okay.
doing a knit along as well, of a nice little shawl.
I thought it was a one-day
Simple.
thing only, so I
I don't
didn't-
know.
I didn't
I'll have to
into
look it up. I haven't been there in a while, so. But I get their Facebook updates, and I love her stuff. I go there for a lot of her stuff.
I love her stuff too. I love
Yeah.
her sparkle.
I met her at a fiber show, you know, back when I used to do them in Marshall. That's where we met. She was in a booth next to me.
I think I met her through you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So
Yep, I love all of her stuff.
she's got awesome stuff. So.
Okay, so now Holly got to showcase Holly's quilt, her little wall hanging quilt, right there, hand stitched,
It was machine
machine
sewn.
sewn, hand quilted.
Hand quilted. I made it for the 4th of July, and it's not come down. It's still up there, so it's too beautiful to take off the wall. So it's good.
Yeah.
We're going to be patriotic year round.
Yep. So Holly sews a lot in addition to everything else. So here's a bag that she made me. She gave it to me how many weeks ago? A couple. Just a couple weeks.
Just a couple.
probably.
It's been about 2.
Yeah.
2 or so.
I won't show you what's in it because it's full of stuff. But it's one of those. It's very large because I carry a lot of stuff. It's one of those. What do you call it?
It's called a bento bag, actually.
you can hear
It's
my-
a.
It's not
See your things rattling in there.
Yeah.
It's a Japanese bag, I believe, bento bag, and we can probably put it in the show notes and link it, but there's a free tutorial online for making them, but it's for a specific size. And can you hand me that one there?
What's in there?
Can you hand me that one there? It's for a specific size, and this is the size that it comes in, and it's a little bit, well, it's a lot smaller, but it works well for one project. Or if you want to carry 10 like Debbie does, it's a larger size. But it doesn't actually show the larger size. What I did for that one was I simply took my fabric and I just made a square, because basically you need 2 equal-sided squares. So I just got as big of a square as I could out of a 44-inch fabric. So that's how that came to be so large. And I was anticipating it to be more the size of this one. This is the one I made myself. And I didn't have, you're supposed to have 2 different colors of fabric, and I didn't have 2, so I didn't have enough of 2, so I pieced together. So I have the flowers and the mushrooms and this lovely brown fabric, and it's a good size. I have my Pente sweater in here right now, but I like them because you can just stuff everything in them, tie it up, go on your merry way.
Yeah,
they work really well for travel and taking your projects along. So that's what I've been sewing. I think I've made 4 of them thus far, and then my mom gifted me one. That was the first one I ever saw, and I loved it. So
you had to make 10 of them. I'm just kidding.
One for every project.
Right.
So, but yeah.
Right. So one of the other things that we're going to be doing, that shawl that I showed earlier, the wave shawl, the one I'm doing on the Hempathy, that's part of a book, an ebook called Knitting the Beach. And every shawl, I think there's 6 of them. Every shawl is beach themed, so it has the name of something like shore, and what mine was wake. The one I'm doing has wave. It has tide. So they all have different names, and I'll go ahead and put a link in the notes for that as well. And hopefully, Lord willing, I'll knit all of those this year. Maybe this summer. They should go pretty quickly. And then I'm going to do a crochet along, so you'll see that probably starting next time we meet, because my mother crochets. She doesn't knit yet. And so we're going to do a crochet along together. And it's this little book of crochet shawls that I found on Ravelry. There's 2 books. There's book 1 and book 2. So we're going to work through book 1 first. And anyone is, when I post it, I'll give you all the details so you can crochet along with us as well. Same thing for Knitting the Beach. I'll put all the details on that as well. But the book 1 for the little crochet shawls, it starts out with just some simple single crochet shaped shawls, and then it moves up into more advanced. And then book 2 is even more advanced, and there's more shaping and more stitches. And so it's going to be something fun. Keep me motivated to continue making things. So
I think it sounds nice. I know how to crochet. I mean, that's what I learned to do first. I think I was 8 years old, but knitting is by far my favorite. But I think it's nice to have a crochet project going. Like I like to make doilies still. I like the really complicated ones with like the treble crochet, like they overlap, and there's one underneath and one on top. And but I don't crochet as often as I should. So I think it'd be good to have, something like that where you have one crochet project going all the time.
And it's quick. That's why I like it. I mean, it tends to be quicker. It does use up more yarn than knitting, but it tends to be quicker. And I saw my daughter and my granddaughter are coming to visit me in May for Mother's Day, and I saw Pearl Soho has this new little crocheted, it's called 4-point, I think it's called a 4-point baby blanket, and it's basically 4 triangles in different colors of yarn, and it makes a geometric, it's a square, but it's 4 triangles in different colors. You like my little hand gestures? It's 4 triangles. Cute. Yes. That I'm gonna try and make by May 7th amidst all the other projects I have.
So yes, it'll be good to see what we get done by May.
Yeah, we'll see.
So, I do have Hedgehog Fibers had their shop update last week, and whenever they have a shop update, I'm always like, oh, I should get some, and then I don't set a timer and I miss it, and I'm like, oh, well, it's too expensive. I don't need it anyway. But last week it landed, after payday and stuff, so I'm like, well, so I set a timer, and I was surprised. I mean, I forgot about it, and then I checked back later, and there was still quite a few. So I ended up buying 2 skeins of her fingering.
Oh.
And
did you get it?
I have not got it yet, no.
Okay.
So next time we're together, I'll have to show all of you. But what I'm going to use it for is, well, I don't know yet what I'm going to use it for, but I've looked on Ravelry at quite a few different shawls and things, because it's just the two, you know, just two stock yarns. So I want a pattern that I can, you know, make a nice
So you
fabric
use
with
both
those
of
colors.
them
We use both
in
of
one
them.
project?
Yes, I picked two colors that I thought would go well in one project. But I'm going on a road trip in May, and so I figured that would be my splurge. So it'll be my special yarn for knitting when I go on the road trip, if I can wait that long. So we'll have to see.
Well, you'll have other projects.
Yes,
So you'll
we
to
have
make
all this other
yourself
stuff
wait.
we're talking about.
We do.
So
We have a lot of stuff that we're going to be working on.
That's kind of how I justified buying it. So I'm going to try to wait until then. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, I know. I was looking at some different things. I follow so many people on Instagram that have beautiful yarn. You know, on the is it on the round? That always is putting that
On the round, yep.
signature
Rachel
sock.
Jones.
I love her stuff. I love it.
Awesome.
So one day I'll own a skein of that yarn. I'm sure. Not
Yes,
yet
I'm
though.
sure.
I just drool over it every day when I look on Instagram in my feed. Yeah.
But yes, my shop currently is pretty much empty. In fact, it's on vacation right now. But I'm hoping before my road trip in May to get some stuff done and restock it. So this will be a good motivation for me to do that, because right now it's kind of fell off the road since Christmas. I haven't done hardly anything with it. I've been so busy with work and not taking time for it like I should. So I'll have to.
Yeah.
I'll have to do that.
Yeah. And I know how that goes too, because January through April my shop pretty much suffers because I'm working so much and I'm doing taxes and I'm gone morning till evening. But that's why I like that it's almost over. We put up our 18 days left till the end of tax season countdown today, so every day we'll be ripping off a page to say how many days are left. And we jokingly said, you know, the girl that runs the front desk, she was saying how other franchises were doing a group picture with all the tax preparers with their signs and they're all smiling. And she's like, it's because it's almost over. That's what that countdown means for us, is that we're almost done, you know, living and dying at work. So yeah, so I have a lot of plans for my shop too through the summer, and I, you know, I'd like to keep the podcast and things going so that come next year, I'll still do taxes, but it won't rule my life. It'll just be like because I enjoy it. It'll just be something I do, like in the evenings instead of, you know, 24/7. That's why I work at the yarn shop too. It gives me a little bit of a break, so I'm not crazy during tax season. Because last year I was nuts.
Well, typically I have Thursday and Friday available. I don't work at my job those days, so I'm able to, when I have, you know, everything I need to, I'm able to work on shop stuff those days, which is nice because, you know, 3 days at your other job, 2 days working on shop stuff. But my boss is gone for the next week, so like every single day I'm going to be there like 8 to 4, 8 to 5. So I probably am not going to get anything done this week. But most weeks I will have those Thursdays and Fridays, so it's a lot easier to get stuff done when you have just a good solid day to work on things.
Yeah. Because when I dye things, you know, I set aside a whole day.
Right.
It takes a whole day.
Takes
if not longer,
a chunk of your time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So we've got a lot of things coming up. So we'll be sure to we'll be sure to post that information in the show notes so you can kind of know what's going to be coming up in the next episodes. We're going to try and do this every week. We're going to try and get together in
2 weeks.
Okay,
I think
okay. I'm a little optimistic.
She's
that we'll
very
have time.
optimistic.
I'd like to come visit every week and talk about knitting and spinning.
If it happens
and everything.
every week, that would be wonderful. I would love it.
Week.
I would love it. But
yeah. But
Don't
every
count on
week, every couple of weeks, at least twice a month.
Twice a month.
We'll do it. Yeah, it might be every week. I'll try to do something too. And we can Skype. We can try that, you know, Skyping thing like the knit
that would
girls
be
do.
fun. We can be all modern.
You know, where you're one place and I'm another place. We can. I will get high tech. All right. Well, it was great chatting with all of you.
Yes, it was.
We'll see you next time.
Yes, goodbye.
Bye.